Hello and welcome to Tuesday's training take two. So if you tried listening to the earlier training, you will have realized that we did not have our audio working. So mic is right here now. It is on. We should be good. So I hope you can hear me. If you are catching the replay of this, then thanks for watching. I hope that you find it helpful. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to put them in the comment box and we will get back to you. My name is Kerry Postal. I have the privilege of being the owner and founder of Abacus Business Solutions, where we help our clients know, understand, and trust their numbers, three critical components to the success of any business. So today we are talking year end. We are already into December, and you know December is going to fly by like it normally does. And before you know it, you're going to be in a new year. And so I wanted to ask you a question today. Are you ready for the new year? So let's jump straight into today's topic, year-end strategies for home service businesses. So end of the year, lots going on. You got Christmas, you got the new year, you got a whole bunch of celebrations, family time, but you still got a business that is still going to be up and running in January. And you don't want to neglect that over that Christmas time. And yes, there's definitely a time for spending it with family and having that work-life balance. But there's also time where if you do have some quiet time, just to focus on your business and really start thinking about next year and what you want your year to look like. So let's jump straight in. So our first point we're going to talk about is financial review. And so before we can look forward, we need to look back. So I encourage you to pull your profit and loss by month, have all 11 months to date, on your piece of paper. If you don't have November closed out yet, then get January through October and start looking at your year. See if there's any trends. See if there's anything that you're noticing is going on. Like you may be a seasonal business, and you might say, "Yep, okay, I can definitely see how we are impacted in all different areas by the way that our business moves." And so I want you to be able to look at that and start seeing, okay, what gets impacted when revenue goes down? Where do we see the changes? What's going on in the business? Are we profitable? Are we making enough profit? Are you making a loss? I mean, that's something that you need to know. That's not something that you can just stick your head in the sand about and hope that it will go away. There's something you need to face head on. And I know it's not easy, but you started your business to make a profit. So if it's not profitable right now, then you need to dig into those numbers and figure out what you need to do. If you need a professional to help you with that, then feel free to send me a direct message as well, and we can jump on a Zoom call. So look through your numbers, see what they're telling you, see what's going on, and then definitely look at your net profit as well. Look at the margin, look at the dollar amount, and see whether that is where it needs to be. Are you making as much on your not as a net profit margin as you should be? If you're not, then what do you need to do to change that? Do you need to reduce expenses? Do you need to increase your prices? What is it that's going on that's causing that net profit margin to be lower than you would anticipate? And then, of course, expenses. We've been talking about that a lot recently. And so with expense management, again, end of year is a great time to go back and look through everything, really look at how every single dollar in your business has been spent. And what is it that you need to do to maybe reduce those expenses next year? Do you have expenses that maybe a subscription that you're no longer needing? Is there another subscription that takes care of 2 or 3 of those subscriptions? So really look through, dig into every single number and see where you are spending each dollar and what kind of return on investment are you getting for those? Does every dollar that's being spent have a purpose? Is it bringing revenue, back in return? So really want to encourage you to do that. You want to be able to say exactly where every dollar is going to go to and then start budgeting for the next year as well. So the second thing we're going to talk about today is customer relationship. So hopefully as a home service business, you are getting feedback from your customers, that you are asking them for how did we do? What could we do better? How was your level of service? How was the technician that was in your home? Asking them all these questions so that you can then in turn use that information then to keep improving your services. If there's something in particular that your customers love, then make sure that everybody's doing that. If you're getting some really great feedback on, a particular way that you guys are doing things, make sure everybody's doing that and make sure that your team understand how much that is appreciated by your customers as well. Maybe your team are doing something that is setting you apart from your competition and that you're noticing a particular theme coming through when you're getting your feedback from your customers. Maybe there's some negative feedback coming back, that you need to look into and you need to see what's going on. Maybe it's a certain technician. But this is a great time to really start looking into all of that and start off the new year fresh. If you need to do some training with the team, then get some training done. But really look in to see what can you do to improve your level of customer service in the new year. And then obviously you've got the other side of that of retaining those customers as well. So, what kind of relationships do you have with your customers? Do you have them on a maintenance plan where you're going out and maybe servicing, their HVAC system, twice a year? Are you going out and doing any, testing, anything like that, where you can get additional revenue throughout the year that's then a benefit to the customer as well, because they're making sure they have a system that's working well? Then make sure you've got those kinds of plans in place. And if not every customer is signed up on a plan, then what can you do to change that and to get everybody signed up? Maybe a loyalty program would be an idea as well. Maybe some kind of referral program, any special offers that you can offer. You want a way that to be able to keep your customers coming back to you and not shopping around for everybody when they have an issue with their system. So whatever you can do to keep that customer retention, and then also making sure that you're delivering first class service every single time. And then the third thing we're going to talk about today is setting goals for the new year. So like we said, December's going to fly by, and you want to make sure that you're ready to go into a new year. So have you set goals for the new year? Throw me a yes or no in the comment box if you're watching this. But setting goals is really, really important, because you want to have something to strive towards. If you don't have a goal set, then you just kind of end up drifting through the year, kind of hoping it's going to be okay. But there's nothing there to motivate you. Like, okay, we've got this dollar target we got to hit. We got to make sure we hit this profit margin. Whatever it might be, you want to have a goal, because that motivates you. It motivates your team. And there's nothing like the feeling of hitting a goal and being able to celebrate with your team and family as well. So set your goals for the year, and not just a revenue goal, also set a profit goal as well. That's really important. Don't just let profit just kind of like be the last thing you think about. Profit has to be a habit, not an event. It's something we talk a lot about here at Abacus. So start thinking about that. What do you want your net profit margin to be? Where is it now? Where it should be? And what can you do to get there as well? Also, I want to encourage you to think about business development goals as well. So where are your team at with their training? Is there something else that they could go and learn? Is there an area that you have not branched into yet in your business that you're starting to see your competitors offering? And that's maybe it's time for you to introduce that service as well. So maybe it's the time for your team to be trained. Maybe get some refresher training. Maybe anything that's going to motivate them, build morale, and that's always going to help to keep those team members excited about being on board and excited about being part of your team, knowing that they're going to get this regular training, that you trust them, and that you want to make them better all the time as to what they're doing, which then obviously in turn helps you and the business. So those are the 3 areas I want you to be thinking about as you go into December, looking at your numbers, doing a review, seeing how everything laid and everything fell into place throughout 2023. What could you have done different? What can you do different going into 24? Customer relationship. Look at those feedback. Figure out what's working well, what's not working well. What do you need to remind your team to do if they're not doing something? Or what do you need to encourage your team to keep doing if you're getting really great feedback on a particular element of service that they offer? And then finally, setting those goals for the new year. Write them down. You're more likely to achieve them if you have them written down. Make sure that that it's attainable. Don't be if you're doing 300,000 this year, don't put that you want to do 1.5 million next year. Keep it realistic. But let it be a goal that also makes you a little bit uncomfortable, that you're like, okay, it's going to be a push to get us there, but that really motivates you to do that and to really go the extra mile. So I hope those items encourage you today, and just to spend a couple of hours sitting down, do a brainstorm, do a brain dump, maybe get your team involved as well when it comes to certain areas of this, and really start off your new year with a knowledge of knowing where you're going and then starting to plan how you are going to get there as well. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, or if you'd like to jump on a Zoom call with me, then don't hesitate to send me a direct message or put a comment below this video, and one of my team will get back to you and we'll get you on my calendar and let's chat. And if you don't have your numbers all together for 2023 and you're really quite not sure how much profit you made or if you made a profit, then we can help you with that as well. So don't hesitate to reach out. We're here. We're not high pressure sales. We're not like that at all. Let's just have a chat and see if something we can do to help you and see if we'd be a good fit. At the end of the day, we want you to know your numbers, understand your numbers, and trust your numbers.